Bonjour tout le monde. Aujourd'hui, bienvenue tout le monde à Montréal Python. 1, 2, 2. D'abord, aujourd'hui, moi, je vais présenter notre sponsor, qui sont Python Software Foundation, Savoir-faire Linux et FGNR. Aujourd'hui, on a une conférencière, c'est pas deux normalement, mais d'abord, je vais présenter un peu la prévente des teachers. C'est qui ici a demandé déjà son teacher de Python Montréal? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Pourquoi les autres n'ont pas commandé la merchandising de Python Montréal? C'est joli le chapeau. Si vous voulez le faire, vous pouvez le faire avant le 14 mai, qu'on va faire la prévente pour avoir les t-shirts la journée de notre barbecue en juin. Je vais vous laisser avec notre conférencière d'aujourd'hui, c'est Lester Botello. Mais avant que Lester vienne dans les stages, c'est qui vient pour la première fois? Who speak English? Only English? Only French? Mais aujourd'hui, on va faire franglais. Et notre conférencier va parler en anglais. Et oui, welcome Lester, viens dans le stage. On va recevoir Lester avec un grand applaudissement.
Okay, magic. All right. Est-ce que ça marche comme ça?
Vous pouvez poser ces questions après la conférence.
Thank you. Sorry about that. There's a feedback, right?
You have your mic open. It's your mic. Do you have a way to close your mic?
My mic.
Oh, your sound.
No? No?
Habitually, they have also same thing. So
Testing. Okay. That was it. Okay. Okay, now we're ready. Sorry about that again. I wasn't exactly prepared for this setup, but we should be fine. How's everybody doing today? Nice. Today I would like a little. I would like a little to talk a little bit about how to make cloud computing a lot easier using Aspire. And our talk today is called FastAPI Meets the Dashboard. We're gonna be focusing on seeing how we can create cloud applications based on Python a lot easier, and eliminating like a lot of the boilerplate that you guys usually have when deploying cloud applications using Aspire 13 specifically. So I would like to talk a little bit about myself. I promise this is the only time that I will be speaking a little bit about myself. So my name is Lester. I was born in the Dominican Republic, but I've been living here in Montreal for the past 3 years. All of which I've been working with WePoint Canada as a software development team lead. I have developed software for quite a bit. I've been around quite a bit in the industry. In case you guys haven't taken the clue because of my gray hair, right? Like I've been around for quite some time, I've been mostly developing software around the Microsoft ecosystem, but I've explored a number of other programming languages as well, such as Python. Python, full disclosure, Python is relatively new to me, but today I would like to help you guys to ask you guys to help me understand Python a little more, and part of this is what we're going to be looking at today. So, and you can find me everywhere as Lester Botello. But my name, I'm Lester Botello everywhere. If you guys like want to connect, if you have any questions or anything, you can reach out for me in all of the networks as Lester Botello. Okay. So you probably heard about .NET Aspire, or maybe you haven't. I don't know. It's quite possible that you guys have heard about this. .NET Aspire has been around for a couple of years now. It was introduced originally as a C# powered platform for powering applications on the cloud. Well, starting with version 13 of Aspire, which is the one that we'll be looking at today, .NET is no more. .NET is not a thing in Aspire anymore. And this is not just a rebranding thing. This is not something that the Aspire team has done in order to, I don't know, appeal a wider audience or things like that. It doesn't have to do anything like that. This is a paradigm shift on the way Aspire works. And the reason for that is that the Aspire team has decided that Aspire has to be completely separated from the .NET ecosystem, which means that with this liberty, Aspire now has the ability to treat a lot of other platforms as first-class citizens in the same way that it has done with .NET for a few years, right? And one of those platforms that have taken the status of first-class citizen within Aspire is Python. Python is one of those platforms. With Aspire 13, Python now becomes a citizen of first class within the Aspire ecosystem. What does that mean? That means that now Python has first-class support in terms of packages, in terms of tooling, in terms of documentation, in terms of support, at the same level that the original language in which Aspire used to play around with, which was C#, it's getting like the same level of support, the exact same level of support, which is really cool because Python has a lot of potential as a cloud platform, and the Aspire team has made sure that this is a reality for Python developers as well. But really, when we talk about Aspire, what are we talking about? What is really Aspire? So the best definition one can come up with is kind of a mouthful, but it's also like the most accurate. And is this: Aspire is an agent-ready, code-first, cloud-native, extensible and observable development and deployment platform. Like I said, it's a mouthful, but it says a lot about what Aspire entails, and I'm gonna try to break it down as much as I can. So when we talk about agent-ready, if you guys have been developing AI, you know what this means. Like Aspire comes with a setup experience for AI agents that is native to the Aspire experience. So if you're using Aspire, you can be sure that firsthand there will be a setup like ready for your AI agents. Second is code first. Code first because you can define your entire distributed system by using just code, and using code that you are familiar with. It doesn't have to be necessarily like a that you have to learn like a new language. Whatever language you feel comfortable with, whatever it's Python, whatever it is JavaScript, whatever it is Go, whatever it is. There's a lot of languages that have native support on Aspire, and whatever it is, you can use it to program the logic of your cloud application without the need of going through to configuring a lot of YAML files. If you have had the need at some point of needing to configure a cloud application using YAML, you probably know what I'm talking about. It's not the best experience. Another reason for which like talking about code first is important in Aspire is because it has like first time integration with tools like VS Code. Like there is a VS Code extension for Aspire that allows you to write the code for your cloud application in the best way possible. And that is one of the things. That is one of the things for which like we're talking about code first. Cloud native because it's built for the ground up for distributed architectures and containerized environments as well. Aspire is able to manage how different parts of your application talk to each other. It's really easy to put together a whole working application in a few lines of code. Extensible. When we talk about extensible, this is one of the features where Aspire actually like really shines. You can easily swap out components on your application without a lot of problems. So let's say that you have like a front-end application in Blazor, and you decided that the Blazor is not good for performance, and then you want to swap out that entire application with a React Native application. You can perfectly do that. It takes a few lines of code to do that, and it allows you to continue growing. Let's say that you want to add a worker process or whatever. It's really easy to do so. Observable because it actually emits traces, emits logs, metrics, telemetry, a lot of things to be able to look at the health of your application, and it does all that out of the box. Like this is not something that you have to actually like go ahead and configure it or anything like that. All of this is done like immediately, first time setup. If you guys have any questions at any point, you can raise your hand and interrupt me. No problem with that. And I mentioned that Aspire like suffered an evolution when it came to version 13, and it really represents a significant shift in regards to the previous version of .NET Aspire because now it breaks free, like I mentioned earlier, from that .NET ecosystem, and that makes it like a really versatile platform. And the way the Aspire team likes to put this is to call it a polyglot platform. And what does that mean? The first defining characteristic of that is that two of the best established ecosystems, which are Python and JavaScript, are natively supported as part of Aspire 13. That makes it like truly polyglot. You don't need to learn C# to create a distributed application. You can bring the code that you have and create a distributed application really easy. Aspire 13 also allows you to publish artifacts as containers, facilitating the scalability and publishing. You don't depend on the .NET SDK anymore. You can build a complete Aspire application just with the Aspire CLI. We're going to talk about it a little bit later. The VS Code extension is another great, kind of newish feature. It's not that new because I understand that it was around before, but now with Aspire 13 adopting new languages, like it acquires like a new importance. And like I mentioned before, like Aspire is now considered fully polyglot. Like you really don't need to learn a single language or submit to a single language to build your distributed application. Starting Aspire 13, multi-language interoperability is taken to a whole new level. Starting with the app host. The app host is the marker orchestrator, which coordinates the entire application. We're gonna take a good look at it during the demo. Like we mentioned, it supports multiple languages. It has an incredible number of integrations. Like Aspire has packages to connect you with a lot of different technologies, whether it's Python, Java, JavaScript, C#, and even Go. The same code that runs locally is easily published. If we have the time, I think we will have the time. We should be able to see like a good example of how easy it is to deploy an application that runs locally, one-to-one to the cloud with the tools that are available. And like I mentioned before as well, like it comes with agentic workflow like baked in, and that like helps a lot with those that use AI workflows frequently. Now we're talking quite a bit about Aspire, but let's talk a little bit as Python as a first-class citizen for Aspire. What does that mean? So Python includes integrations such as @Python app that allows you to execute Python script file directly. There's another one called @Python module that allows you to run modules using the python./m pattern or -m pattern. This one is ideal for running packages. Aspire automatically manages your virtual environments. This is very important. Whether you prefer to use pip or whether you prefer to use UVcorn, it doesn't matter what package manager you use. Aspire is able to pick up your dependencies automatically and manage them, manage like the virtual environment and everything, so that your app runs correctly. I understand this is really important when working with cloud Python applications. Also, Aspire 13 supports modern applications using UVcorn. This is especially useful for FastAPI applications, and there's the added benefit of VS Code debugging, no matter the language your application is in, because VS Code supports debugger for pretty much every language out there, whether it's Python, JavaScript, C#, whatever. And the Aspire VS Code extension is very good at leveraging all of the benefits that Aspire is able to provide. So that's enough slides. Let's jump to a little demo right now. If you guys are interested in looking at some of the code that we'll be looking at today, you guys can scan this code. I'm gonna give you guys a minute so that you scan it. There's part of the code that we'll be looking at today, because a lot of the code that we'll be doing today will be generated here. So yeah. Let me see. This is lagging really hard. Like right now, like well, actually, it's not lagging so much right now. Okay, perfect. That's good. So the first step for creating an Aspire application, you can go in several ways, right? To create an Aspire application. Like if you are fond of IDEs, like the Aspire VS Code extension is very good. Allows you to allow you to create like a project from scratch and whatnot. But most of all, feel a lot. If you guys are like me, if you guys are like me, you guys feel a lot more comfortable on the terminal. And Aspire has a tool for this. Is the Aspire CLI, which I already have installed here. And if I say Aspire -- version, you will see that the latest version of Aspire is displayed. So the Aspire CLI is like the perfect first step for the perfect first step for creating your application. And let's start by creating. Let me make sure that I'm in the right folder. Yes, I'm in the right folder. So the first thing that you want to do is to create a new Aspire application. So I'm gonna say Aspire, and I'm gonna give it a name, and the name is gonna be Python Montreal. You can actually create an Aspire application by just using this syntax. You can just say Aspire new, and it will create it will give you like this little wizard right here where you can select what type of application you want. But because I want to customize my app a little bit, I'm going to do Aspire new, and I'm gonna say that the name of the app is gonna be Python Montreal. And I'm gonna add another parameter here, which is the output folder, which will be called the same thing, Python Montreal. So when you click on this, you get the same wizard, right? And you can see that there are several options, right? This is like the starter, this is like the starter Aspire new template, right? This comes already baked into the Aspire CLI, and you can see that I have. Is it big enough like this, or do you guys need me to zoom in? No, okay. All right, so. You can create like a core Blazor application, which is basically like ASP.NET Core backend with a Blazor front end. You can create an ASP.NET Core backend with a React front end. We can create an Express backend and a React front end. And there's also like there's two empty templates. One that uses a C# app host, and one that uses a TypeScript app host. This is very interesting because, like I mentioned before, you don't need to know C#. Like if you know TypeScript, like you can create like an app very easily. For the purposes of today, we want to create a FastAPI backend with a React application as a starter app. Like I said, this is a starter application. At some point, you can swap your components however you want to do it. Let's pick this option. It's going to ask me a few more questions. It's not going to ask me about the name or the output because I already specify them in the parameters, but it's gonna ask me if I want to enable .dev.localhost URLs. Basically, this means Aspire has a way to mask the localhost URLs so that they look a little bit more friendly instead of like localhost with the port 2020 or something like that. You guys will see what I mean in a bit. So I'm gonna answer yes to that. It's gonna ask me if I want to use the Redis cache. Yes, I want to use the Redis cache. And then it's gonna start grabbing the templates. It's going to tell me that it created a new config in the project directory. And it's going to ask me, would you like to configure AI agent environments for this project? I can say no, but I'm going to say yes for the purposes of the demo. So basically, what Aspire is asking me to do is, do you want me to add skills, MCP servers, and other instructions so that AI agents are like can use Aspire better. So I'm gonna say yes. It's gonna ask me which components do I want to install as part of the AI agent environment. It's asking me to install the skill file, and I can also install the Playwright CLI if I want to perform testing, and I can also install like the Aspire NCP server. I can just press the spacebar to mark what I want. I'm going to install the Aspire NCP server, sure. I see a hand up over there, yes? If you say no, it will simply continue and not do this step. That's it. Oh, yeah, for sure, yeah. Okay, so I'm gonna hit enter to complete the installation, and it's asking me to update. I'm not gonna update because that's a bad idea, updating in the middle of a demo, right? I think that's obvious. And I'm going to go to my folder, right? Python Montreal, and I'm going to list what I have. And this is what Aspire created for me. So it has two folders, two directories. One is app and one is front end. It creates an app. Actually, we can just open this whole thing in code, in VS Code, so that you guys can see it better. Let's do that. And can I make this bigger? Let me see. Can zoom. Oh, there you go. Thank you. Is that good enough? Yeah. So this is what Aspire came up with. Like basically, there is an app folder. The app folder is your, let me close this. The app folder is where your FastAPI application lives. You can see that this is a pretty standard Python application. The front-end folder contains a Vite application, which is like with the React, like the React front-end that we talked about earlier. And there is an app host file. So if you guys remember, I was talking about the app host earlier. So the app host is like the brains of the entire Aspire application. This is where where you actually orchestrate your whole application. And this is really cool because it uses the new C# single file format. And then you can see that all of the packages that the app host needs are already defined at the top of the file. And I'm gonna stop to take a look at these packages. Like all of these packages are integrations that Aspire that you can add to an Aspire application via packages. And you have a package for JavaScript hosting, you have a package for Python hosting, and you have a package for Redis hosting. Whatever integration you want to add, I can assure you that there is if you come here, Aspire integrations. I don't remember the website. This is not the website that I was looking for, but there is there is a page where you can actually see like all of the integrations that you are able to add, and you can just add them by adding a package right here. And those packages are going to make a few methods available in your app host that will allow you to architect your application. So the first thing that we want to create is a builder, right? We see distributed application. This is a built-in class of the Aspire runtime. Distributed application create builder, and I'm going to define my catch using my builder, and I'm going to use the using the addRedis method, and I'm going to give it a name which is catch. This addRedis method right here comes from this package, right? Then I'm going to go ahead and define my front-end application, and I'm going sorry, my back-end application, which is going to be a UVcorn app. By default, it's a UVcorn app. You can use like whatever another integration that you feel it's could work better for you. But the UVcorn app also comes from this package right here, from the app hosting .python package. I'm gonna give it a name, I'm gonna give it a directory, and I'm gonna give it an entry point, which is like the main, like the app, the app that we're defining in the Python application, which we'll look at in a bit. And then there's a number of extension methods that allows us to add functionality to that backend application. For starters, I'm saying with UV, right? I could perfectly say something like with PIP, right? And it pass, like, for example, requirements.txt if all of my dependencies I have them in a requirements the .txt file. By default, however, the starter application uses UV for package management. With external HTTP endpoints, this basically allows you to configure the app so that you can use it, so that you can expose it to the cloud. I add a reference to my catch, which I created earlier. The wait for method basically tells me do not start the app until the catch is ready. So if for some reason the execution comes here and the catch is has not been created yet, the wait for method ensures that the application itself does not start until the catch is ready. And then there is another method in which, like, I'm telling it like let's add a health check endpoint. And this is going to be like the URL of that endpoint right there. And then I'm going to define my front end application, and it's using the addVit app, which comes from this package right here, from aspire.hosting.javascript. I'm specifying the folder. I'm specifying the name of the app and then the folder where it lives. It lives in the front end folder, and I'm gonna tell it that it's going to have a reference to the app, which is our backend app that we created earlier, and that I'm gonna wait for it. I'm going to tell it that you need to publish the app with the container files for the front end application, and we're gonna expose the static application for static content, and then we're gonna run our app. This is all we need to do for running our application. And believe it or not, this is enough. I made some changes here. Let me just put back to my to the original state. And believe it or not, this is enough. Like, all I need to do is to do aspire run. It's gonna build the app host. Yes. Yeah. There is integrations for the tools that the Aspire CLI have built in works better, for example, with Azure, but there are integrations for AWS, for example, or for something else if you want. Like it's completely cloud agnostic. Yes. So the integrations take care of that. I'm not going to be able to demo a full AWS workflow today because of time, but yes, like the integrations, it's going to be very similar to what we're going to be seeing today. We're going to be looking at this today for Azure, but for AWS is very similar. It's just a few commands, and the Docker files, the YAMLs, everything for the deployment is taken care of by the Aspire CLI. I think so. Yes. I think there are. I don't have the answer right now. I think there are integrations with Kubernetes, but I can confirm it right now. Yeah. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, but if you have the integrations, like and you are defining them here, like the app is architected on its own, and with the Aspire CLI tools, like the deployment is straightforward. You're welcome. So my application is now running, and you can see that the Aspire CLI is indicating that it's found an app host which it built. If it was a TypeScript app host instead of a C# app host, it would have been the same. And it's telling me that there is a dashboard URL here. And let's follow that link. And this is one of the coolest features. This is one of the coolest features of Aspire, like the Aspire dashboard. And I'll make it a little bigger for you guys. So the Aspire dashboard is very informative, it's very complete. You can add stuff to this dashboard, but as it comes by default, like you already have like a very good visibility of what your distributed application looks like. So for starters, you have your catch, and you can see that it's running. If you want to see the logs, you can come here and you can see like all of the logs of the catch that is running. You have your Python backend that is running right here. You can see the command that was actually executed to launch this. You can see that UVcorn was executed, and UVsync. You can see pretty easily that the app installer is like a dependency of this process right here, because it's very well indicated, and you can say that it's finished. This means that UV was already able to look at the project.toml file, identified all of the dependencies, downloaded them, and actually, if you look at the source code, you should see that you already have a virtual environment that was not there before, right? And you already have like all of your dependencies, right? Like already downloaded. And all of that like was when we executed like Aspire run, right? There is a URL, which obviously is not gonna serve anything because this is like a backend application. It's a weather application. We're gonna look at the code in a bit. It's a weather application done with FastAPI. And there's the front end, which is a front end application using Aspire, which is consuming this backend that we just created. All of this is data that the backend is making up. Is making up like random temperatures and whatnot. And when you click refresh, but something interesting is that if you come here to the logs, I'm gonna clear this remove all. If you, let's say I'm gonna hit refresh here, you can see like all of the events like flow in here, right? Like you can see that as soon as I called my API, like I had an event here. So this means that I have like full observability already built in, and I didn't have to configure anything. Like everything is already like configured, everything is already working. There's a few other interesting things, like for example, if you have like environment variables and whatnot, like all of those values are gonna show up here. And this is another cool thing, is like the distributed application graph, where you can see like things like, this can be zoomed out, where you can see like your Python application, all of that, it's showing that it has a dependency on the cache and everything. So it's really complete, right? Like it's really complete. There's traces that you can take a look at, where you can even look at the duration of each one of the requests. There's a metrics part where you can see like a lot of built-in telemetry parameters that you can take a look at, and all of that was done with a single command. But the most important thing is that if at some point I want to replace this front-end application with a Blazor front-end for some reason, for those not familiar, Blazor is like the front-end, is like a front-end framework by Microsoft. Like if you want to replace it like with a Blazor front-end, I can just remove this folder, install the proper package, the package that handles the integration for that particular type of application, and change the front-end definition here and define it as it is. And that's pretty much it. So let's stop here. Let's stop this for a little bit. And another cool thing about Aspire is that once I have my my application already running, and I have tested it locally, believe it or not, this application as it is ready for deployment. So we're going to be using for the purposes of the demo. I'm going to be using Azure, but like in the question that I was answering earlier, like you could add an integration for AWS or any other cloud provider that you want to do. So the first thing that we need to do is to create a manifest. So I'm going to execute aspire do publish manifest. The manifest is basically like is like a statement for the application that basically like is going to tell the CLI that what are the parameters that we need to take into consideration to deploy the application to the cloud. Publish manifest, and I'm gonna say that the output path I think is with this dash, output path is going to be aspire dash manifest.json. That's going to create the application manifest that succeeded. Because I'll be using Azure, I'm gonna be using the Azure tools to deploy this to the cloud, right? If you're using AWS, you would be using like the tools that AWS uses for the same purpose. So for Azure, I'm gonna say is the init. It's asking me to scan the current directory. Yes, I want to scan the current directory. Continue initializing my app. Unique name for the environment. Let's name it Python MTL prod. I don't know, something like this. And it is already initialized. You can see that there is like a few new files. There is a Docker file that was created. There is a nasr.yaml. Can look at this like Azure.yaml. This is created by Azure, by the way. This is not created by the. By the Aspire CLI. I'm going to sign in. It's going to ask me for my MFA. Okay. Try Face ID again, please. Thank you. All right, I'm already authenticated. And then I think all I need to do is ACD up. I think this is all I need to do. This is gonna take a while. It's asking me to pick a subscription. I'm gonna pick this. It's asking me for a location. Okay, this is gonna take a while, but while it works, I wanted to show you another application. Let me see if I have it ready here. I think I have it here. I think I need to zoom it in. So I would like to show you like a little an application that's a little bit more complex, right? This one is also a Python application. I just realized that I never showed you like the code that the default application has generated. Actually, let me see if I can. So this is like what the started application comes up with, right? Like it's just like a FastAPI application where it defines our endpoint, right? API weather forecast, which is the one that the front-end application is calling, and that's it. Like it has a summary of different temperatures and conditions. But this is like an application that's a little bit more complex. I'm going to run this application. This is supposed to be a to-do application. So I don't know if you noticed, so probably a little too big. It's messing up with my terminal. So, okay, so this application right here, if we do Aspire run, this application has a little bit more integrations. For example, if you look at the code, we put it a little bit smaller because it's becoming difficult to see the code. So this one has more integrations. This one has integration with PostgreSQL, which allows me like to add like functionality to create a database. And it's the same thing. Like if I want to add like a Postgre application, I can just like define my Postgre application here, give it a name, then I define my database, and I can just include it as part of the application here. When I create my UVcorn application, I'm just gonna add a reference for my database. I wait for my application, and if you see this application running, this is the the dashboard for Aspire. And you can see that I have my Postgre application that's running. I have my database that is already initialized. And the Postgre integration was even able to install an instance of PGA admin, which is really cool because this allows me to, and this is a fully working, okay, it's already running. This is a fully working PGA admin instance where I can go and look at my database. So all of that is done with integrations. It's just like adding a package to the app host, add the integration, defining it, and adding it to the application. And this is our application. But the cool thing here, this is still uploading. The cool thing here is I wanted to show you. Let me see if I can create a new terminal. Something that I wanted to show you is, actually, I don't need to use a terminal. I think I can just open GitHub Copilot right within the chat window. And let me make sure that the skill is present. I don't remember if I actually added the skill. I actually added the skill, but I added it for Gemini. So what I'm gonna do is I'm going to rename this. Or you know what? I'm just going to go ahead and create a new terminal here, and I'm just going to use the Gemini CLI, which I think I have it installed, because I just wanted to show you guys Gemini. Do you want to connect VS Code to the Gemini CLI? I'm gonna say yes. And I'm going to say, first of all, let me make sure that the skills, like I said that there is one skill. If I say skills, I can see workspace. I don't see the Aspire skill. I should be able to see it here. Maybe if I open a new terminal, let's say Todoist clone, and I say Gemini. It's not picking up the skill. Maybe because I didn't set up the agent for this one, but I know for a fact that I did set up the AI agent configuration for our Python Montreal application, right? So what I'm gonna do is I'm going to say cd Python Montreal, and I'm going to Aspire run. I'm going to run the app, and I need to add a new terminal. And I'm going to navigate to the same folder, Python Montreal. Let me make this a little bigger. And I'm gonna launch Gemini CLI, and if I say skills, oh, it's not picking up the skill for some reason. Well, okay. I'm not gonna be able to show you apparently I just wanted to show you the AI integration. For example, asking it, is my backend service running? And you would be able to see that the AI agent is able to grab the skill to connect to the AI agent and show you that it's actually running. Okay, but the good news is that our app has been successfully deployed to Azure, and if we go to the Azure portal, we should have a new resource that is called Python Montreal Prod. Here it is. And if I select the container apps environment, you will see that, well, let me zoom this a little bit. You can see that Azure gives you an option here that it says Open Dashboard. And if I click here, it's going to ask me to sign in again because the security was already configured, right? And you can see that I have my dashboard. So my app is deployed to the cloud. It's already deployed to the cloud. It's already working. I can browse. I should be able to browse my front-end application, which I don't see here. I don't see it here. That's strange. I see the cache. Maybe it hasn't finished. Maybe it hasn't finished yet. But yeah, the front-end application should have had appeared here. It's not showing for some reason. Sorry about that. But the backend, oh, actually, this is the front-end application. Okay. So this is the front-end application, actually. And it's taken a little bit. But if I refresh this, it should be able to change. It's taking a little bit, so it's a bit slow, but I should be able to see the initialization logs. These are the initialization logs for the front-end application, actually. But the cache is already here. So the app is. This is not exactly the output that I was waiting for, but you guys were able to see like how easy it was to deploy the app to the cloud, right? Like the app is already deployed. There are a few things in the demo that didn't come out like in the way that I was expecting, but that was pretty much what I wanted to show you guys. Aspire 13, it's really a great way to to distribute your application, whether you're using Python or whether you're using like any technology that you guys are comfortable with, and it's free for you to try, and yeah, give it a shot. Gonna open the floor for questions. We have gotten a few questions already. If you guys don't have any questions, like I will be around for a bit. And again, like I mentioned earlier, like yes. Oh, the YAML file, sure. The YAML file that was generated by ADO. So sure. Sorry, by Azure. Let's go here. This is the one. This is the YAML that was generated. It's really simple, really straightforward, because this is using the Azure tooling, right? Like there's a lot of things like happening behind the scenes. I would expect that for a AWS application, it would look a little bit different, but yeah. Yeah. Maybe because it's a container application. That's that could be the reason. But yeah, you're right. Like it's not like a full YAML. So I need to look into that. I saw another question. Someone else has their hand up. Yeah. No, but I think I can hear you. You have a good voice.
I was just saying, at first you said no YAML or whatever, but we're looking at YAML now. You know, there's other YAML. Do you know Dagger?
Yeah.
Could have been a great example of using that. You know, an agent can just write like the Dagger file, and you know, you don't actually have YAML, but you have YAML here. Yeah, that's it.
Okay. Good. Good observation there. Yeah.
A quick question. How, like, what are the features that sort of like distinguish it, and how is it better than, for example, using Docker Compose?
Well, the fact that you can architect your application using the language of your choice instead of like going with simple YAML or Dagger or whatever. Like I think it's a good selling point. Like for example, in my demo, you guys were able to see that the app host like is done entirely in C# for me. That's for me it's a really great feature because this is like the language with what I feel most comfortable with. So I would say that's one good a good differentiator.
Right, and another question: would it be like how easy it is to take the definition that you have created for running the application? For example, you run it locally. Oh, by the way, do you have any support for Kubernetes? No, the output.
There is an integration for Kubernetes. I don't have the name of the package. I can look it up like really quick, but yes, there is an integration for Kubernetes, and it is as easy as adding a new package here to support it, and yeah.
Okay, I saw that it also supports TypeScript, but my question, why not Python, for example? Have you seen any discussion in the community, maybe, if you're aware of that?
So TypeScript it's also supported via integrations. As you saw, like one of the starter applications was TypeScript as well. Sorry, this is not the command.
No. I'm talking about the definitions, how you define the application. Right now, you did it in C++.
Oh, you're asking why I decided to go C# and not TypeScript?
No. I'm asking like, so there's C#, there's TypeScript to use.
Oh yeah, for the moment, Aspire only supports those two app host definition.
Okay.
It doesn't support like any more languages. I hope that in the future it becomes a little bit more open. But it's important to point out that until Aspire 13, this was very closed, and it was like dependent on like a Visual Studio project, right? Like a C# project, things like a single file app host was not possible until Aspire 13, and being able to do this with C# is the reason that has opened it to be able to use, for example, TypeScript. I wouldn't be surprised if if different languages are added in the future. That's about it.
Cool, thanks.
I will maybe add that outside of Docker Compose, you have the telemetry in Aspire that you don't have in Docker Compose by default.
Yeah,
so
yeah,
you have just one tool, you have everything.
Yeah, yeah,
developed.
and that's built in, right? Like that's like baked in on the default on the default Aspire configuration as well.
Any other question? No? Okay. Oh yes, one. Go for it.
Can you show like the Can you show like the metrics tab in the
Sure.
in the dashboard? Thank you.
Yeah, sure.
Or the other tabs, what it looks like, what.
So if you come here to metrics, right? You have like they're grouped by SDK. You have like, for example, the OpenTelemetry SDK, and you have like log created, metric, reader collection duration, processor log, but process, queue capacity, queue size, process. Like I assume that these are like the default like metrics that are collected by default by OpenTelemetry, but I would assume that you have a way like to add a lot more.
And you seem to have the trace of your application also.
Yeah, yeah.
Other question? No? Thank you then.
All right. Thanks, everyone. And like I mentioned, if you guys have any questions, I'm going to stick around for a little bit. And like I mentioned, I'm Lester Botello everywhere if you guys like want to connect on or have any questions. Thank you. So for this one, I just
Conecta. Okay. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Okay, we just arrived until the end of our talk today, and we just want to remember some events. The next event we have in the Python Montreal is the MP-123. It will be in May 14, and it's almost our last conference for this year before the barbecue on summer. Women Tech Maker Montreal. This conference is happening on next Saturday 18, and la rencontre de Linux. Linux rencontre, c'est le premier lundi ou mardi le premier mardi chaque mois. Et le prochain sera le 5 mai. On va vous rappeler de la prévente de t-shirts et merchandising que we have on Python Montreal. If you want to have one of the merchandising, just scan the QR code.
Ça va être les derniers jours. On va fermer les précommandes très bientôt. Donc, si vous ne faites pas ça aujourd'hui ou demain, ça risque de fermer.
Aye. Hey, le dernier slide, c'est juste pour vous dire. We are still waiting for volunteers at PyLadies Montreal. If you want to contribute to this amazing community, just scan the QR code and just complete some information, and we are waiting for you to continue with a great community of women. And yes, thank you all, and you can go to take pizza and have a great networking. But before pizza, if you want to take a picture with us here, you can come.
Photo time.
Just a quick picture, and let's take some pizza and networking with everybody.
T'as un appareil? J'ai l'appareil, mais personne m'a dit, c'est ça.
On coupe les sons aussi peut-être.